recent article of yours where you said after the war on terror, post-Afghanistan, it's probably going to be an era of the war on China. Just as you say India is a miracle, how do you therefore see China and the rise of China fitting in to this new 21st century world order?
Well, I think China today is making decisions that are incredibly dangerous, first and foremost, for the future of China. What are those decisions? So I'll just take you under the hood for a second. I'm here in Palo Alto. Actually, I'm studying the future of the microchip industry for my next book. Let me tell you what is the greatest, most successful microchip manufacturer in the world. It's actually a company called TSMC, and it's based in Taiwan.
That's right.
Now, Taiwan is a barren rock in a typhoon-laden sea, and yet it has the richest, leading-edge microchip company in the world. Across the Straits of Taiwan is a country of 1.4 billion people. Same ethnicity, eat the same food, speak the same language. They have been trying to lead the microchip industry to make logic chips better than anyone in the world, and they can't do it, okay? They can't do it. They've spent billions of dollars, but across the Straits of Taiwan is this barren rock in a typhoon-laden sea, and they've figured it out. And if you want to know why China wants to invade Taiwan, 50% of it is to get a hold of TSMC. So what is TSMC's secret? They call it, I think, the TSMC way. They're the most collaborative company in the world. They collaborate and partner with everybody, and they bring together that ecosystem in Taiwan. Now, what is China doing? Okay, it is alienating through its wolf warrior diplomats and everyone, alienating everyone. Let's just look at Australia. Australia says, "Say, excuse me, Mr. China, could you tell us like how this pandemic started? Because it was a really bad thing for us." And they said, "You're asking that? Oh, okay. We're not buying your beef. We're not buying your wine. It's whoa, wait a minute. I just want to know where the pandemic started." Okay. So they are becoming the least collaborative country in the world. Then inside what they're doing, imagine, Rajiv, if I told you in 2008, I'd picked up the New York Times and the front page story said that Steve Jobs has disappeared. Holy mackerel. Steve Jobs has disappeared. Well, the Steve Jobs of China, his name is Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, has basically disappeared. Now, what do you think that does for collaboration inside their tech ecosystem? So both internally and externally, China, I would argue, is eroding the most important ingredient in a 21st century world and country, and that is the ability to collaborate with others, because no one can do this alone. And the example of TSMC in China, I think, is very, very stark. And if I were President Xi Jinping, I would be studying that.
Now, are you therefore saying there are limits on the rise of China, in a sense, limits on the Chinese expansionism, because it is inherently a non-collaborative society, an authoritarian society, and therefore will never really be fully accepted or always will be seen suspiciously, especially in the post-pandemic world, and therefore there will be limits on China's power?
Well, I wouldn't quite go that far. I would simply say it's I'm going to go back to my nature thing. In the middle of a climate change, and our world's going through multiple technological and natural climate changes, it is your ability to collaborate, to build complex adaptive coalitions, because when technology is changing this fast, nobody can own that. Why did Intel was our most famous company. I'm one of our most famous companies in the world. Do you know, Intel went in the tank over the last 10 years, and you know why? Because they decided they were going to build their microchips from end to end without collaborating with others. And I tell you what China is doing today, internally and externally. Why did all those look, China came from nowhere and had created these amazing new tech companies, Baidu, Tencent, Alibaba, Meituan. And you know why? because it looked like an authoritarian country from the outside, but inside the government said, hey, you guys in the tech industry, do whatever you want. It was actually the Wild West there. Just don't write an op-ed piece in India Today attacking the government, okay? Those were kind of the rules, all right? But do whatever you want inside. So they were like massively collaborating, working, starting, going really fast. And then one day the government woke up and said, whoa, you mean you want to give loans on Alibaba outside the government banking system? Bam. And suddenly Jack Ma disappears. It's sort of like the government discovered their tech industry suddenly and is squashing what enabled that tech industry to go so big so fast. And I don't know where that goes. I'm not in the prediction business. All I am in the business of is saying, here's what I see successful companies and countries doing. And I tell you, Mr. China, you are fighting that trend.